What's up, traders? This is Marco. It's Friday, the 6th of October. I have another bar by bar for you today. And the last couple of weeks, I went out for some nice holiday with my family, but we are back home. I'm trading again. And here you can see the 2000 tick ES chart. This is the ES future, and the only indicator that I'm using is the 21 EMA, which is this pink line here. And I'm using pure price action to find trade entries and setups on the chart. I'm coming to the computer around 7:30 in the morning, and you can see there was a very important news event here at 7:30. We got the unemployment rate and the non-farm employment change. And around this time, I want to stay out of any trades, because you can see prices dropped here dramatically, and you don't want to stay inside any trades when this happens. So we're skipping this area and moving a bit forward. It's like around 5 minutes after the news, then usually it's calming down a bit. So I'm starting with drawing my first channels here. You can see this push lower, and you can see there is already a break and a retest of the extremes. So right now I don't want to look for any more shorts and just want to see what's happening. So prices are retesting the extremes here and now pushing higher. We get a potential short setup here, but consider we already have a new low in place, and also there is a shorter term channel working higher, which is not broken yet. And for this case, we are not looking for any more shorts right now. We get a break here, retest of the extremes, and pushing lower again. Also notice there is some resistance here now coming up. And if you extend this channel here a bit, maybe something like this. It's not fitting perfectly, but something like this here. So a bigger structure, then this is the first break, and we still want to see a retest of the extremes. So right now, the bias is still to the short side, but nothing is setting up here. We're finishing with this bar above the EMA. If this bar finished below, maybe considering a short, but like this, it looks more like a range. And this is an inside bar of this, so we're ignoring this. Dropping lower here a bit further, making a new low. So maybe this channel after all was in play with a break, couple new legs to a new low. Also, if you want, you can draw a shorter term channel here, and you can see there's also already a close and break outside, new low. But of course, this always can be retested again. If you get a clear break here, we can see another retest. But right now, this bigger structure here played out with a break and new low, and many people do not even draw this kind of channel here because they are not drawing channels on retests. Like Mack, for example, he's also not doing this. And we see what prices do from here. We're pushing above the EMA, that's interesting, getting some rejection here, but we want to see if prices stay above the EMA, and we're going back and forth here. Some shorter term channel working higher. This looks more like a small range, something like this. So we can draw this, and we are pushing higher, staying above the EMA. So really this played out by now. We had already break, couple new legs to new low, and want to see what's going on now around the EMA. And you can see prices are pushing higher here, and the pullback is not reaching the EMA. That's usually a sign that something has changed. The bears are done. Now the bulls coming into the game and buying this. So we can start looking for some bigger channel, maybe something like this. While here the bias was of course bearish, so we were looking for shorts after this break and new extreme. our bearish bias is changing now to a neutral bias and now slightly to a bullish bias. That means here we're looking for a range, but we see some strong pushes above the EMA now, and now this could indicate that prices go higher. We're pushing above here, and again on this pullback we do not reach the EMA, so this channel here could be valid. Pushing higher, pushing strongly higher. You can see these pushes, and now getting a pullback finally. But yeah, we still look for retest of the extremes. So some like second entry would be ideal. Let's see if we get something. Get the first entry here, pullback. This would be our second entry, but cannot take this with this bar and below the EMA. Also, there is some mini range here, you can see it. Pushing higher, and this would be a higher low, but the problem with this one is it's very close to the last highs here. You can see if you would enter one tick above this bar, and it's not enough to scalp out here. And also, I would like to mention that after such strong sell-offs here around the 50% retracement level, something like this, we can see some correction and then a continuation of the move down. So we have this sell-off here, and usually around this like 38 to 50 to 61 area, you can see some potential retracement, and then it's going further down, potentially a second leg, how it was here in the beginning during the overnight. So I will mark this 50% level, and this is interesting to observe what's happening around this level usually. So we leave this line on the chart and we're getting some retest of the shorter term uptrend here, making a new high and also touching the 50% retracement level. Now going lower here a bit, I will reduce this range. So pushing lower here, forming some congestion. Maybe I do even a bigger channel, something like this. And this is interesting because if you want, this is a second entry short, a hidden second entry short, because let me zoom in here a bit. You can see prices made a new low here, first entry, second entry short. I know price is making a new low here, and usually on this new low you reset the count, but still it's two legs back to the EMA, and we have this sell off here, this smaller sell off with the first break. So we want to see a retest of the lows, and this structure here, this uptrend broke and made a new high. So this uptrend structure played out. Then we're finding some rejection here now around this area and dropping lower, and we cannot push above the EMA. So that's usually a bearish sign. I will not mark this trade here because I think it's aggressive. But if you saw it like me, like a hidden second entry short and a double test here right off the EMA with a perfect signal bar, then I can understand why you like this trade. I will not mark it because also there's not too much space here to the lows to scalp out. If the lows were a bit like lower, then maybe, but like this, I think it's a very aggressive trade. So we'll not mark this. Getting the first break, retest of the lows, and maybe we have to extend the channel a bit here. Something like this could fit. Let's see. Price is breaking this. Pushing again above the EMA. So maybe there is even some range here. Can try it with this. This doesn't look too good from this, but here it's okay. We have some price action around this level here, and now another level here. pushing higher. Always drawing these shorter term channels because then you know what's going on. Having a break here, potential retest already. Nothing to consider. Now getting a real retest. Drawing this. So right now, my bias is more neutral. So I'm interested in shorts and longs because like all the structures that we had played out. This one here played out, break new high. This one, not sure. We had the first break here, but it didn't retest the lows, but in ranges, and it looks like a range for me right now. You sometimes will not get a retest of the extremes with the trend channels within the range. So prices go back and forth here. Selling off again. So we can draw our channel here and extend the range a bit. Nothing to consider right now. First break. No setup, nothing here. It could be a second entry short. We have a new low here, first entry, but a second entry, but we don't have a signal bar here. If you have a good signal bar here and it doesn't look the same way as on my chart, you can take a short potentially because we have this shorter term downtrend here working with the first break and no retest yet. But on my chart, I cannot take this. This is too aggressive to take directly into the potential support area here. So prices are moving sideways here. Maybe even there's a bigger channel in play, something like this. Hard to say right now. Let's stick to this channel right now, and then we have a break here and potential two legs to a new extreme. And you can see there is some support coming around this area because prices are bouncing off this level here, finding rejection. And this is really rejection because you can see the order of green bars following to each other. So prices push off the range support and going and trending higher here. And really we're going sideways right now. Nothing to consider. There's like no good setups that I can see. Finding another support here at the range, but notice in healthy ranges you are going from one side to the other side, and we came back short here a bit. Like we had to push, pull back, another push, but we came short. We didn't reach this area here, and then we're selling off again, testing the range support one more time. Getting rejection here, testing it one more time. So really that makes me like skeptical a bit if we are coming short here, if we can take longs right off the range support here. But this is a very strong bullish bar. It's turning almost all this very strong selling pressure here. So let's see what's going on. Getting another seller, so all the buyers here getting stopped, and now pushing lower. So maybe we have even a trend channel here. Let's see, something like this here could fit with a first break, retest of the extremes. Also we have a breakout out of the range, and most breakouts fail in the first try. This is a higher low setup. I don't like that this bar is so big. It's 17 ticks. If this was a smaller bar, like a couple of ticks, then I'm interested in taking a long trade here, just back to the EMA, like a quick scalp, because this structure here played out by the break and new extreme. But with this size of a bar, I don't want to risk. And as you see, the following bars are inside bars, so market is not sure here either. And we're pushing higher, drawing our channel. This is potentially already an overshoot of this shorter term channel, or it's a bigger channel. Let's see how this behaves. Maybe something like this, more from this low. Could be, maybe, I will check. Getting now a pullback, this is interesting because if you take this high here, it's a first entry and a pullback, so potential second entry with a very strong bullish bar here. 16 ticks, it's a bit too much risk for my taste, I would say. So I will not take a trade here. Also, I'm not sure if this maybe is an overshoot of this structure here. It's hard to say. If we got an overshoot, then we see a break and not essentially a retest of the extremes. So really not sure here. This also looks a bit like a range, but because of the size of the bar, I don't want to risk taking a long here. So we have to wait. If you took this, you would be inside the trade. Inside, I'm not sure if you would be scalped out already. Let's say one tick here. This is 1 point. This is not enough so far. Getting some rejection here and stop out potentially. So really, if this bar was a bit smaller, let's say a few ticks back here, then maybe to consider that would be enough to get your 4 or 6 ticks. But as I said, with this huge bar here, the move could be over already. So and with this overshoot here, I really don't like this setup, and that's why to skip. Getting another drop here, and we're testing the range support one more time. I will not move the support. And we're getting another rejection of this level and pushing higher. Can draw our channel, something like this here. And now we want to see prices reaction at the range resistance, at the range top here. Getting some mini range. No pullback to the EMA, and we are testing the range top right now. You can see there is some rejection, and prices really go higher, pushing strongly higher here. Wow, this is very bullish because we are not even getting a single pullback to the EMA. You can see like they're just like buying, but there's like no selling. This is like very strong bullish here. So I draw this shorter term channels here. Wow. Okay, now we're getting our pullback. This looks like a bit like a range here. So let's consider this. No setup, nothing to see or take here. Now getting some support and continuing higher here. So maybe after all, this is like a spike and channel structure. Can draw it like this, color it. I will remove this line here for now and extend this channel. Potential breakout out of this yellow range, coming back in. So maybe this channel here is in play. If we draw it correctly, we have the low here, first swing, second swing, pushing higher, forming a higher low here, but I don't like the signal bar, so really nothing to consider. Going higher and finding some rejection here and breaking this potential spike and channel. Drawing the shorter term lines here. Testing now the range support, and we're breaking this. This could be a failed breakout, but let's see if, for example, a bigger channel here is in play, like this one here, then this is in the middle of the downtrend, and we don't like to take counter trends. So I would like to see a clear break and retest of the extremes before considering taking a long here, because also this looks like bearish again. From the context, we have this uptrend working higher, the first break with like 2 legs. So we want to see a retest of the extremes. But yeah, I don't like how this set up here with a potential downtrend here in play. So I will skip this. Pushing higher, finding now some support around the EMA, pushing strongly higher. We're getting our new extreme here in play. Drawing the shorter term channels always. Shorter term uptrend, break new extreme. So this played out and this uptrend here played out. Let's see what prices are doing. Prices pushing higher and higher. Really, that they don't stop. They just buy now. So the bias right now is clearly bullish. We're looking for longs, but we don't want to take any longs. We wait until price is coming back to our key entry point. This is the channel lines or the EMA. Getting a break of this uptrend here, potential retest of the extremes. Our first real pullback to the EMA after this push. But this looks again like range now, sideways, pushing higher. Maybe even there is like a bigger channel now in play. I can draw it like this. We have to check it later how the whole picture looks like. No, dropping lower here. So maybe this is not valid after all. And now this is an interesting setup here, because you can see this range and prices found support around the range support, range low here. And we get also a second entry long, price emerging new high, first entry pullback, second entry, also a higher low. We have enough space here to scalp out. So I really like this setup. It's right of the support here and on the second entry long. I know we are not looking for second entries within ranges, but if they appear, then we can take them. And there's enough space here to the highs. So really, if you consider this, I think this is fine. Getting even here another higher low, and this bar is super tiny. It's 8 ticks. If you didn't enter on this bar, maybe then on this, but then we have the topic. There's not too much space here to the top here, but I still want to mark it, because in healthy ranges prices go from one side to another, and this is a higher low confirmation, and you would be out of the trade, out of both trades right now if you took it. And maybe even there is a bigger uptrend here in play. I will draw it from this low here with the next swings. And prices push strongly higher and more. This is very crazy. After this big sell-off during the overnight here, prices went into a smaller range, and now like forming huge buying here, uptrends. This is crazy. Okay, let's see if this channel here is valid. Wow, you can see prices cannot even pull back to the EMA. You can see this bars here pushing higher and higher. This very tiny bars here pushing higher. like barely any pullbacks. You can see like small pullback here, pushing higher, and these are like all inside bars of this like last two bars here. So the pullbacks are very narrow and tiny here, and this usually is a sign of a very strong uptrend. So you can see what happened during the overnight is like pretty much taken out, and we have like a huge new development here, and prices forming a very strong uptrend. You can see prices really push higher and higher, and I see this setup here. But let's see if we can find some good trend channel here first. So if we take this one, then we have the new low, some swings. I don't like how it's looking from the top here. If we do it like this, could be working. Also the top is fitting, the midline looks okay. So if we play this channel right now, then I think this is definitely okay to take. After a second entry long here, you have the new high. First entry pullback. You cannot take a second entry here because the signal bar is bad. But a higher low in such a strong uptrend here, this is surely to take. If you recognize this, prices go higher, and really we're finding here support at our key entry point of the uptrend channel, pushing higher and higher. Wow, this is crazy. Such a strong uptrend like we didn't see for a couple of days. The last days were like pure selling. Now we get the first break here, pull back to the EMA. This is congestion. We can't take anything here. Still, we would like to see a retest of the extremes, but of course not entering any trades blindly. So we wait for some good setup here. This is a very strong bar here, but it's right into the range and range top here. So who can guarantee us that prices will continue higher here, or will just make some ticks higher and then go another time lower here? Prices go higher, but yeah, you see we get another leg down here. So this could be a first leg pullback, second leg, and after this break here, we could see a retest of the extremes around this level, because it's the first break of this uptrend here. And usually after such a strong buying, we see a retest of the extremes, and this is live price action already. So yeah, let's zoom out here and wrap it up. Wow, I can't even fit it on my chart because it's so much happening today. So we had this selling during the overnight break, retest of the extremes. Then prices went sideways here. We spoke about potential that was here, this short setup. Prices go sideways. Then we had this failed breakout here, another failed breakout here. If this bar was a bit smaller, then maybe to consider, but it wasn't. So we had this spike and channel up here, break of the spike and channel, retest of the extreme. So this played out. Then another range forming, and these setups here that were the only good setups that I saw during the trading day. Pushing higher. Of course, this one is a must take. If you see this uptrend and this strong buying, then you have to take this here. Also, this is only 8 ticks. So yeah, breaking this and forming a couple legs down, but I would see, ideally, I really would like to see a retest of the extremes after such strong buying here. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you liked it. I don't want to extend like this video too much. We are like already on 30 minutes. I wish you a great weekend, and yeah, speak to you next week. Happy trading.